Good morning, everyone. My name is Vivian Ergang, and I'm the Gear Up Program Director here at Lawrence High School. And I have here with me.
Mona Lisa Pena, and I'm the Gear Up Program Coordinator for grades 11th and 12th. Last name's A through Garces.
Today, we will be speaking to you about your senior year college timeline. Please make sure to listen carefully, as we will be covering a lot of important information that you need to know and you should be doing right now. So we will not go over every bullet point, but don't worry, because these documents that we're sharing with you right now will be available for you after the presentation. Mona?
All right, so we know that September has passed and we're in October now, but these are the things that you should have done in September. You should have created a Common App account. That's the account where you're going to be submitting your college applications for most of the four-year colleges. You should have created already a resume and have written your college essay and had it revised by an English teacher or another teacher. You should have already created your college list of safety schools, match schools, and reach schools from 6 to 12 schools. You should have already asked for recommendation letters. You could have asked a coach, a teacher, or a boss. You should have already attended the virtual college fair that we have posted on NACAC and also have attended our parent night event. If you haven't attended our parent night event, it is posted in the Google Classroom. Now for October. In October, you should have finalized your college list. So you should know already what colleges you would like to attend. You should have already completed your resume and your essay. You should have attended the NACAC College Fair because there was another date for that in October, and followed up with your teachers for recommendation letters. So if you have not asked your teachers or have checked in with teachers, you should do that now. Teachers are overwhelmed with recommendation letters and they do take a long time to write. So if you have not done that, please provide your teacher your resume and a college essay so that they know a little bit more about you. This is the time where FAFSA and CSS has opened on October 1st, and the Gear Up coordinators are meeting with you individually to take information so that we can start your financial aid process. So you should have already completed your FSA ID, which is the account that you will need to complete the FAFSA, and you would be working with your counselors to complete the CSS profile if you will be applying to private schools. We also recommend that you keep checking your emails daily because we are sending emails to you and checking our Google Classrooms. Thank you. Viv, November.
November, extremely important month. Between November 2nd and November 6th, which is next week, all of you will have the opportunity to apply to Northern Essex and Middlesex Community College. This is not mandatory, but we strongly encourage you to do that, to have it as a backup plan. So during next week, Monday and Wednesday, all seniors will have the opportunity to apply to Northern Essex, and Thursday and Friday, you will have the opportunity to apply to a Middlesex Community College during your CCP period. This week, you should be, during your CCP period, you are going to be watching a video on how to prepare for the event next week. November 8th, another opportunity for you to attend. I believe it's the last virtual college fair for the fall. And so please make sure to take advantage of that opportunity. And it's November 8th, it's a Sunday, and you do need to pre-register for the event, and it's a very easy process, so make sure to take care of that. Gear Up will host workshops for students to complete their FAFSA. Please be sure to attend your appointments, again, with the required documents after receiving your appointment by email. And I'm going to have Mona Lisa, Ms. Pena, go over and what you need for that appointment. Ms. Pena?
So for your FAFSA appointment, you'll need this FAFSA student checklist, and it's posted in your Gear Up classrooms, and you did get this mailed out at the beginning of the year. If you do not have a printer, we would like to ask you to write these informations down on a notebook so that you have it ready when you're at your appointment. You'll need your full name that's on your social security number, your email address that you use to create your FAFSA account, your date of birth, your social security number. If you are not a US citizen, you'll need your green card, that's your resident card, and the A number, and the month and the year that you moved to Massachusetts, if you did come from another country. If you're receiving disability benefits or SSI benefits, please let us know how much you are receiving. And if you have a savings and checking account, you can also put that down as well, the funds of what you have. For your parents' information, we need to know their first and last name that's written on their social security card, an email address, their date of birth, their social security number, the month and the year that they were either married, remarried, separated, or divorced, or widowed, um, and the month and the year that they moved to Massachusetts if they did come to live here from another country. If you are receiving child support from your other parent, you will also need to inform us about how much you're receiving. And if your parents are on disability, they would also need to let us know for that. That is an extra income that they are receiving and how much they have on their checking or savings account. If you own a house, if your parents own the house that you are living in, that means if they're collecting rent from other tenants, we also need to know how much they're receiving and how much they owe on that house. And if it's a multifamily, if it's a single family or a multifamily, meaning if they have more than one floor on the house. If your parent went to the military, we need to know if they're receiving military benefits or workman's compensation. All of that information is here on the FAFSA student checklist. You can find that in our Google Classroom. And you will also need your W-2s and tax returns for 2019. If you worked, we need yours. And if your parent worked, we also need theirs. Another important thing is if your parent is married to someone else that is not your parent, we also need that step parent's information as well. So you will be needing all of this information. And if you met with your Gear Up counselor, they have stated all of this information to you during your individual meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Peña. And as mentioned before, if you are applying for early college, early action and early decision for any colleges, the deadline to apply is November 1st through November 15th. So make sure to write out those dates down. Make sure to send out your test scores through collegeboard.org and try to submit all college applications before Thanksgiving break. Again, we will continue to say this, make sure to check your emails daily. For the month of December, we're asking students, we're asking again to please submit, try to submit all your college applications before the Christmas break. And this is also a time to make sure to apply for different scholarships that your Gear Up and guidance counselors will be providing to you during your meetings. And so I believe that's what I have for now. We will focus during this call on the fall semester. But I do have three things that I want to share with the seniors this year. Three very important things. Number one, get organized, set goals, clear goals, and revise them constantly. Prioritize, extremely important. Prioritize your time. Get a planner, write things down, attend your meetings, make a list, make lots of lists, whatever you need to do to get organized. Number two, self-advocacy. Learn how to advocate for yourself. Speak up, ask for help. Let us know what you need. We won't know you're struggling if you don't tell us. You have an entire school from your principal to the rest of the staff here at Lawrence High here to help you. And number three, in my own personal advice to you, I truly believe that everyone can go to college or a trade school. Don't let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do or determine your future. So your education is something that no one can take away from you. So take it very serious.
Okay, thank you. That's very good. Any other students, any questions that you might have after watching the presentation? Okay, thank you. I'm gonna stop recording.
Can I mention one thing
Yes.
that I forgot to mention? So SATs this year, I know that a lot of cities are not offering the SATs and a lot of schools are going test optional. So if students do need a list of schools that are test optional, it's on our Google Classroom. We have a link that we have posted with all of the colleges that are test optionals. And another thing that is binding with the test optional is that a lot of schools, students would get fee waivers from taking the SATs. So a lot of schools, what they're doing is offering fee waivers for those students who cannot pay for those college applications. And we know that the college applications are very expensive. So if you do not have the money to pay for a college application, some of the colleges are requiring students to send them an email and asking and requesting for a fee waiver. And they just need, they don't want them to say this is related to COVID-19. They do want them to say my parent is unemployed, my parents lost their job, or we're struggling right now, we're dealing with a situation and we cannot cover their fee, and they will support students by giving them a fee waiver.
All right. Well, thank you for that information. I think that to go along with the messages from both of you is very important, and we need to keep reminding all the students about their appointments. I
Yes.
think
Yep.
that when you show up to the appointments, then you have an opportunity to ask the questions or clarify some misconceptions around financial aid or scholarship and such. So I think as Vivian was giving her recommendation or advice, the big takeaway is make sure that everybody, if one point that we make clear across is that we are sticking to the appointments and showing up with the Gear Up advisor, with our own counselors,
Yes.
to discuss like the graduation requirements, the deadline for certain applications, because every school has a different timetable.
Right.
And so it's important to stay connected to all of this. So I want to thank both of you for joining us. What the students will do now is they'll take this information and disseminate to the rest of the school, and we'll post it on the website and other fun stuff. But thank you, and be looking for another invitation at some point.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
You're welcome.